Okay, this is going to be another video of me installing a ROM using a flash drive and a micro USB OTG cable. I will have links to these that you can buy on Amazon. They're just a couple dollars. They're not very much at all. So let's get started. You don't have to have one of these. You can easily just use like put the file on your phone, but I find it a lot more cool to do it from a flash drive. Maybe because I'm just a big dork. But, so here we go. Alright, so this is the official 100% everything is stock from Sprint. Like, you get GAO2, Android 4.2.1. I mean, it's just 100% stock. There's nothing custom about it at all. The only thing I've done is I've rooted it using mskip's toolkit. I actually use this toolkit to go stock as well. So kudos to him for his awesome freaking toolkit. When you go to the Play Store, you're going to want to open it up and you're going to want to search for an app called Goo Manager. And open it. And the first time it's going to ask for root. If it does not ask for root, then it's not going to work. I've had people comment on my Galaxy S3 video going, I chose flash ROMs. I went to as if from a location. I found the ROMs. I tried to flash them and it wouldn't work. I asked them, I said, are you rooted? And they were like, oh, that's my problem. They were trying to flash a ROM without having root access. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to choose Reboot to Recovery. Press yes. And we should be on an older recovery. We'll find out here in just a second when it boots up. Yes, we are on 2330 and 2410 is the latest version. So I'm going to show you how to easily update it as long as you have root access. If you don't have root access, you're going to have to use ADB and you're going to have to install it via fastboot. So yeah, rooting is really easy. I have a video on it, and his latest toolkit will root GAO2 or GA02, the very latest update from Sprint. It'll root pretty much any build of Android that Sprint has released officially. There's a lot of reasons I like CyanogenMod 10.1 over stock 4.2.1 on the Galaxy Nexus. I like having a circle battery mod. I like having all the little tweaks here and there. So let's open up Goo Manager. And then let's go to this menu button, install OpenScript Recovery, press yes, and see, 2410, press yes again, and you just wait for the little counter to count down all the way. Now, before you reboot into recovery and you start messing with your phone and stuff, please make sure you backed up all your apps so it's Titanium backup. When you open it up, there's going to be like a little checkbox thing at the top right. Press on it, choose backup, all user apps and system data, and I would back up all the apps in your phone because when you install a ROM, you have to do a full wipe, which is going to get rid of all your apps, and the only way to keep them is if you have Titanium backup and you back up all your apps. This phone is not activated, so that's why I canceled that. Now, you can use Reboot to Recovery and press yes, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it manually. If you're rooted, I definitely recommend, well, you got to be rooted to install Custom Recovery. Well, not always, but whatever. Just in case you don't know how to do it manually, hold down all these three buttons, volume down, volume up, and the power button, and keep holding, and then press volume down, and then press the power button. And now we should see twerp 2410. Check that out, 2410. So like I said, the ROM is on the actual flash drive here. So I'm going to plug it in, and it's lighting up and flashing. So we're going to go to wipe, and we're going to choose factory reset. And then when that's done, it only takes a second. We're also going to go in and we're going to wipe the system as well. You don't have to wipe the system. The ROM will do that automatically. I just do it anyway to do it. So we'll go back and we'll choose install. Choose external SD card if you have an OTG cable and you're using a flash drive. And then we're going to go to the ROM. I highly recommend choosing the M1. Obviously, when the M2 comes out, choose that. Basically, CyanogenMod has stable, they have release client, then they have the M1 series, which is once a month they update it to the most stable version for that month. And then they have the nightlies, which nightlies every single night there's an update, which can get very annoying and frustrating. So until they have a release client, I highly recommend choosing the M1 if you want the most stable nightly, and then add more zips and we have to flash the Google add-ons. If you don't flash the Google add-ons, you will not have the Google Play Store. So now it's going to be installing the actual ROM, and again, it's doing it from a freaking flash drive. It's awesome. Like, how cool is that? You don't get much cooler than that. You really don't. It's a freaking Looks like it's almost done. Now it's in the Google add-ons. Now, before you do this, if you want to ever go back to your stock ROM, I highly recommend before wiping and installing a ROM, is you do a backup. So, yeah, I should have told you that. I will put a note up actually. Before we reboot the system, I'm going to show you. You just go to backup, choose system, data, boot. I wouldn't choose recovery because right now we're on 2410. Say 4 months from now they release 260 and 2410 had like a huge bug in it. If you're restoring your Android backup to go back to stock, you're restoring your old recovery as well. So I don't recommend doing that in cache. Will rebuild itself. I do recommend backing up the EFS, and then enable compression makes a smaller backup. And I don't recommend skipping the MD5 because the MD5 basically verifies that what you're restoring is exactly what you backed up. I also recommend choosing a name because if you don't set a name, 6 months from now, you have no clue what ROM it was you backed up today. So you have like 4 different Androids in there and you're trying to go back to a certain one. So this one I'm just going to do like, pretend I hadn't wiped and installed CyanogenMod 10. I'm going to do stock with root. So like that, and then press go. And then also, if you don't have an external like flash drive hooked up, obviously you're going to need to choose the internal. But if you have an external flash drive hooked up, I definitely recommend choosing the external. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to press it. There we go. See, it says I have 14.7 gigs available on here. Then I can hook this up to the computer and I can transfer the tort folder to my computer and it'll always be safe. And if I want to restore it, all I gotta do is hook up my flash drive to my phone and restore it, and then swipe to back up. Then wipe, factory reset, system, install, choose the ROM, etc. Now, since we did that, let's go ahead and reboot the system. Now, hopefully, if all went well, we'll see the little spinning CyanogenMod logo. Success! CM 10.1 Android 421 on the Sprint Galaxy Nexus Toro Plus. Please keep in mind that the first boot up does take quite a while compared to all the other reboots, which won't take very long at all. Okay, so now we can actually go on here and we can log into our router. Woohoo! Authenticating. Did I type in the wrong password? Did I type in the wrong password? Come on. I'm impatient, so I'll try again. Obtaining IP address, sweet. Okay, now here's a really big reason I made this video. You'll see right there that you don't have a radio. You're not going to be able to make phone calls. You're not going to be able to send text messages. You're not going to be able to do much of anything at all right now. And again, this is a huge reason why I made this ROM for, I don't remember his name, but I'll put it up on the screen. He mentioned me on Twitter. Yeah. To get rid of this right here, just uncheck it, check it again, press OK, and then it won't nag you anymore. But, okay, so look, let's go here to the settings real quick. About phone. And you'll see we are on the M1, which the only thing I'll flash next is an M2. Look at that. Baseband, unknown. There's no radio at all. You won't be able to use 3G. You won't be able to use LTE. You won't be able to do anything at all. And before I show you how to fix that, you'll notice that there's no developer options. Just go to About Phone. Tap on this a few times. You'll see 2 steps, 1 step. Bam. You are a developer. Now you can go to the developer options. And you can go here to Android debugging, press OK. Now Titanium backup won't nag you. Also go to security, and this is optional, but I recommend choosing unknown sources, pressing OK, and then unchecking this one. So bam. Now Titanium backup won't have any errors or issues at all. Sweet. So no radio, nothing. Here's how you fix it. I'll put a screenshot up right now, and I'll have a link inside the screenshot. Huge shout out to Shabby Penguin, or I think that's his name, whoever made that thread. Basically, also credit to the guy he credited to for the leak or the radios or whatever. It's a flashable zip, so it's pretty awesome. You gotta download it, and you gotta either put it on your phone's internal storage or on a flash drive. So I showed you how to manually reboot in the recovery, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it the easy way, and I'm gonna do it with CyanogenMod 10.1. So we're gonna go to install. If you put the ROM or the zip on your phone's internal storage, then you'll just go there. If you put it on a flash drive, you'll just use external storage. This is not the first time this has happened. Just unplug this, unplug that, plug this back in, and choose external storage. Okay. Reboot to, well, unplug that and choose recovery. Install, use external SD. Why are you doing this? There we go. Sweet. Sometimes it can be a pain, as you saw. So here we go. Toro Plus CDMA J02 LTE GA02. Choose that. Swipe to convert and flash. This will take a second. If you want to know the exact time, there's a little clock right there. It says it's 2:46, which is a reminder that my daughter gets home from school in an hour. Awesome. So now I can choose Reboot the System, and I've done this before, one time before this video, and right away I didn't see anything. Like, there was no sign of a radio. I still had the little blacked out signal bars. Baseband was unknown, and then all of a sudden, while using the phone, I noticed that it had the little radio icon at the top, and the signal started filling up. So whenever you install it, give it a minute, please. Don't freak out because it's like, oh, I installed it and I still don't have radios. Well, that's a very quick boot, by the way. See, look at that. It's still blacked out. If you go to the settings and then you go down to about phone, you'll see baseband still says unknown. Just hang in there, be patient, and it will show up. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you this neat little thing. If you go to settings, and then you go down here to about phone, and you all know that if you keep pressing on this, it has the little jelly bean guy right there, which is pretty cool, and you can hold on him and start flicking jelly beans out of the way. But you can also do this. Go down here to build number, or no, wait, I'm sorry, CyanogenMod version, and look at that. It's the little guy. You can also go to him and flick little things out of the way. Definitely a nerd's, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. See, it's still not showing up just yet. Super user. Okay, nothing's been granted root. We're not signed into the Play Store. Oh, this is cool. The file manager that it comes with is actually a pretty good one. You can go down here to settings, and then you can go to general options, and then you can choose access mode, root, and then it'll pop up and ask if you want to allow, and then you can access parts of the phone that you normally wouldn't have access to. Now, another cool thing is we'll open up messaging, we'll open up the browser, we'll open up the contacts, phone, we'll open up calendar, open up the clock, open up the camera. And the camera has the little photosphere. There's tons and tons of videos on the photosphere, MKBHD, so many others. Yeah, I might do a video on one. I don't know. So I got the torch. Okay, so here's what you do. You press this little button, and look, you'll see all these little things, and you could go there and you could swipe each one out of the way, or you can just press this, and all of them are now gone. And we're still waiting on the radio, which, like I said, you just got to give it time. And all of a sudden, it shows up. I'm going to go ahead and do a reboot. and see if that makes the radios come up any faster. All right, it's fixing to reboot. Oh, we're still waiting on the radios. Okay. Like, I was literally about to go back into custom recovery and flash it again. I was about to, but then it just started working all of a sudden. Okay, while we're doing that, some cool things I like to do when I first get CyanogenMod 10 on something for the status bar, I like the little AM PM thing. Like, you can choose small and it's a little bitty one, or you can choose normal and it's a bigger one. For the battery icon, circle with percentage is freaking balls. Like, just freaking awesome. Brightness control is pretty cool. You can drag this down and you can, well, it's not working at the moment, but display notification count. That's pretty sweet because you have 9 different emails as a little, like when the icon shows up for something, it'll have like also a little number inside it. So that's pretty sweet. Quick panel settings, I'll show you all that. Notifications, power widgets. Oh, that's when you press the power button and then you unlock it, and you got the little widgets over here and you can add them. The power menu, that's where you hold down the power button, and now you'll see screenshot. You can also do expand desktop, where you hold down the power button and it kind of just gets rid of the top navigation bar and the one at the bottom. So now you can't do much. So you can just press it again and bam, it's there. Clock widget, clock and alarm, weather panel, calendar events, navigation bar. You can unlock it and you can like press this little plus button and you can make this anything you want, like a search, and then you can lock it and bam, now you have a search button down there. Notification light, you can change them and they'll do different things. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating that the radio still hasn't popped up yet, because I promise you, I was like, wait a minute, I still don't have radios. Should I reboot into recovery and should I install the radios again? Like, what gives? What's, why did it not flash? And then without even realizing it, it was there. All right, I'm going to go for a second. Okay, so I gave in. I did go back to recovery after waiting like probably 20 to 30 minutes of the radio never showing up. I went into recovery. I flashed it one last time, rebooted, and probably about 4 or 5 minutes later, I picked up my phone, unlocked it, and bam, look at that. You see Sprint now, and you have the radios. So if we go down here to settings and we scroll all the way down to about phone, you'll see baseband GA02. So make sure you have the ROM, the G apps, and the radios, which is 3 zips. Make sure you have them on your internal storage or on a USB device like a flash drive, anything that a USB OTG adapter can hook up to. If this video helped you get CyanogenMod 10.1 on your Galaxy Nexus Toro Plus, the Sprint version, and flash the latest radios so you can make phone calls, receive text messages, use 3G and LTE, please give this video a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it when you do that. It lets me know you enjoyed the video. It's just a little click, but it goes a long way. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom left of the screen. It'll notify you when I post new videos of the Galaxy Nexus. When this thing gets an upgrade to Android 4.2.1, I will definitely be there to make a video. I now have Steam 10.1 on my Transformer Prime, Galaxy Nexus, Galaxy S3, Galaxy Note 2, and Evo 4G LTE. I'm getting the HTC M7, and I'm getting the S4 and the Note 3. So if you want to see videos on all those devices and all the devices I currently have, please subscribe. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out. Oh, I'll have a link to a playlist full of all of my Galaxy Nexus videos, how to flash dock, how to flash dock recovery, how to root, and etc. And I'll have links to follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with everything going on in my world and with Android. Again, this is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.